Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to go through another week of backtesting EURUSD. Just to go over the rules, we are effectively looking for 4-hour or daily points of interest. So order blocks, if you want to call them, or pullbacks, whatever. So we're aiming for sort of 4-hour zones. Price tends to move zone to zone generally in the market, and we're looking for an entry on the 15 minutes if we can. We'll take the occasional 4-hour throughout this series, so we'll just set a pending order on the 4-hour. Sometimes we'll take just a risk entry, which is a pending order waiting for price to come into the zone, and then other times we will wait for a confirmation if it's in a particular tricky area, but I should be able to talk us through. So let's just go back. We're trying to go back to the absolute start of January 2021 on the 15 minute, which might be a bit tricky. So we're just going to go back. Oh yeah, we've got to do bar replay. Go back as far as we can, which is, let's go back to here, drop down to the 15, see if it allows us. And I think last time we got up to here. Not good. Okay, I'm going to try and find the next slot which we can do. Right, highly frustratingly, it looks like it won't let us go back to where we finished off on the last video. So I will have to, won't do it on this one, but I will have to just do a back test, but not doing bar by bar. So it would just be showing every possible entry off of there and see how it works out. So let's carry on where we left off, all right? So, well, we can't because we've missed a bit. But let's just do the markups now on the daily. So I always work from a top-down analysis if I can help it. If I ever look at a blank chart, I'll just try to make a bit of a story as to what's happening, and it just helps me really understand what's going on. So we've got a downward channel here, which we may have identified on the previous video. Got the whipsaw or double whipsaw, price pressed up, has reacted from this area, which is great. And now we are looking for a basic, like a change of character, change of direction. The one which is standing out to me is here, and potentially like a really minor one there. And just to explain that, okay, so I look for breaks of structure, okay, so I look for pullbacks in the market to signify that there's a pullback. So this white candle here was then met the next one, worked its way down, it didn't create a new high, and the next one it actually created a new low, then the next one still didn't break this, and we didn't break it until here. So this is quite a significant pullback. This, even though it looks as though, let's check the highs, 3101, 3099, so nearly, okay, so this was a bit of a pullback, really minor though, but it's like you can see the difference, okay? So if I just draw out on the chart, it's not going to be clear. It's basically that versus that, all right? So to me, either way, it's broken through both of them. And this is the pullback, which I'm quite happy to say, yeah, okay, price looks as though it's now possibly going to reverse, because looking left on the chart, we have had a reaction from a area of consolidation over here, all right? So that's cool. On the daily, where is it that we'd probably be targeting? Well, if we look at the break of structure over here, which we had, where's the more sort of like significant pullback? There isn't a major one from before the push up, potentially there, potentially there. In case you're wondering, the red candles, if you're new to the channel, the red candles are inside bars, so I just have an indicator turned on. So the inside bar right there, I just colored all the inside, I think all the inside bars, they should all be red. Yep, they're all red, so you know the upside and downside ones, they're all red. I've done another video on the inside bar why I think they're quite significant. Not always, but when they're placed properly or in a particular area, I find them to be really useful. So yeah, looking at the daily, at the moment what we have is a bit of a pullback as to where price was. So ideally, you want to try and take an order from like the middle point of a pullback zone, especially if you're looking at a higher time frame, just because the market does this, all right? Let's just follow this pattern, what I want to see. So price came to like there, got a break. Want to try and get a reaction from like either the midpoint or above before we start selling to pull down again. And the first target, like the ideal take profit target would be here. Okay, so the next break of structure. So in this case, really down there. But we are looking at the daily candles here. This is a week's worth of trading. This is a video to cover a week, you know, at most, maybe 2 weeks if we don't get much, because try and stop it being a boring video. So ideally, we want to try and drop down to the H4 to see what else is available. So drop into the H4, what is there? Let's first of all clear that off our chart. So I am looking at, there are 2 potential legs right here. All right, so what I mean by that is we've got this one, which is like the most recent leg. Let's just mark that up. So in the green zone, we're quite happy to get involved in trades if we can find an order block. It looks like this little move here, it's not significant at all, but it has been run. We've got potentially here to here, but that's massive. Just want to try and find something which is a little bit more achievable really on the chart. That's a very solid looking, you know, press up followed by a strong slam down. So that is looking really good to me. And then potentially, I want to say up here as well, but I would cover the highs. I'll tell you what, no, I wouldn't. But I'm also just going to mark up the highs of the range in case we get through it. So this is the H4 high. And we're going to mark up the H4 low. And then this is also, this is also like a structural break zone here. So if we do get a break of this, I would quite comfortably say on the H4, we're now looking at going upwards. Just going to double check the daily again and see, yeah, potentially you could say daily. If it breaks that and doesn't break the low, chances are we're continuing in this massive uptrend. But at the moment, it looks like we're at potential reversal zone, especially when you look so far over left on the chart. We've definitely reacted to something over here, which is really cool. Right. So yeah, there's the 4 hours. There's a zone which I'm quite interested in. There might be something up here, but I can't really see anything. You'd probably have to say the whole area, but it's already, it just doesn't look that great. Let's drop down to the 15-minute, see if we can get any order blocks. At the moment, because our target really to get to is up here, we're really looking for a long right now. But I'm just going to try and describe what it is that I can see. Different people see the charts in different ways, okay? So sometimes I'll look at my charts, you know, early in the day, and I'll see something slightly different from what I'll see in the afternoon. It shouldn't happen, but generally speaking, when it comes to market structure, there's going to be a lot of people marking out, you know, retail channels like this. Channels are really important. I think that they work, but it's one of the very few price structures which I would tend to follow with my trading. But we're going to be looking for potential, yeah, order blocks to get involved in on the way up. But what I see at the moment is just maybe a potential here. So maybe right there. I'm just going to mark this as a 15. Just so when we come to it, we know that's a 15-minute order block, because we might want to take just a pending order off it. So like a bit of a risky entry. Rather than waiting for, you know, the reversal pattern, waiting for chakra or anything like that, we might just want to enter straight off it. I'll tell you what, I'll cover the wick on that. The reason why I like this one is, you know, as a press down, the last sort of press down before the push up, which breaks this bit of structure. And over here as well, it's basically the same reasoning. You know, break a structure here, one there as well, and price didn't return to it. There's a little tiny bit of imbalance. There's not a huge amount, but in reality, all of this looks, because it's just really, really wicky. Probably just to explain this, if you find a channel like this and it's quite wicky, on the downside, there's usually just a ton of liquidity. So it means that basically there's buyers and sellers going into the market, but it's still working its way up. It's basically like an exhausted market. It's getting really, really tired. So when price comes back down through it, it normally just shoots through it. It doesn't really hold off for too much. You normally just get really, really aggressive moves. So I can see all of this generally as liquidity. Like, I might be wrong, but I can see price just charging through it, hopefully. because my bias is if we can get up to, I said this zone, didn't I, up here on the H4, if we can get up to something up here and get like a reversal pattern, I'll then be looking to go short. But for the time being, what we have is maybe a potential order block right here to go up. Why? It's an inside bar, you got to press down. Didn't quite sweep these lows here, but it has reacted to this. We haven't printed a new high yet. The obvious target, like the immediate target on the 15 is to here. If we were to get tagged into this, and off we go. But we shall see. Over on the left, is there anything? Yeah, there's a really sound, just a 15-minute, right at the very top here actually. I would go from the last push up and then the press down. The reason why I like this is that this basically came up and swept the highs over here and it reacted to something over there. So this looks alright for the 15. I don't know, like it, well, I would kind of expect price to shoot up into this part because on the H4 there's something there, whereas on the 15, there's nothing here really on the H4, but on the H4 this is kind of obvious, isn't it? So H4 takes precedence over the 15 and we'll just see what happens. Okay, so let's just start clicking through a little bit. So that is a little bit annoying because I don't think we'd have got tagged really close, but let's just mark this up. Nope, we'd have missed it. A bit frustrating, but never mind. Oh man, okay. Right, so first up, we could say that this is a loss because I was looking to get involved. We didn't get a break of the highs, so this was still fairly valid, and that was just so aggressive. So, okay, it doesn't sound great, but we're kicking things off with a loss. Okay, cool. So let's just put -1. So I'm going to try and do this as I'm going through, and to make it a little bit easier to count at the end, I'm just going to color code it. So red is a loss, all right? Okay, so yeah, wasn't expecting such an aggressive move down, but can we go back? Yeah, okay, so I think that the 4 hours, I want to jump back to the 4 hour, but I think the 4 hours at 10, 2, and 6. So we can go forward 2 more candles and see what happens. Will we get a reaction point off of here? I probably wouldn't go with a risk entry after this, but let's jump to the 4 hours and see what's happened. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of like a minor break. So it looks like price might be reversing, but it needs to react from something. Oh, I'll tell you what. Maybe it is just reacting from this whole sort of pullback. And I was wrong to assume about this, like the aggressive press down, then press up. Maybe this wasn't useful because it also had another press. Yeah, okay, I've possibly misread this a little bit. So price has, when I'm looking at these wicks, they've swept the highs of this, reacted to something over here potentially, but really it's this order block which it's reacting to. So yeah, we have got a bit of a pullback situation. There, we got a break of structure. So even though it's the high and the low printed, so let's just have a look. H4 structure, there we go. Took a while to find it then. Right, so we can potentially start looking at getting in basically on the way down now. So if we go premium versus discount from here, where the high is, actually got that wrong, the high is over here, because it's here to here, the highest point is over there. Are there any order blocks that have been left behind? Nothing major. This one here, potentially there. Nothing is really standing out to me at the moment. So I'm just going to click along a little bit. Well, just as well that we didn't set an order on this, but it was definitely worth looking at. And all what this has done is come up, tapped into an area over here. It's left behind a little bit of an imbalance. Okay, so this is now looking a little bit more attractive. All right, potentially there. Why? It's a doji candle. It's got some strength within it. Next to an order, next to an inside bar as well. There's a little bit of imbalance left behind here. So between there and there, there's imbalance right here. And what that normally means is that it's just like a free run for trades to go shooting straight through it, either straight through it or sometimes a reaction from the midway point. But this above it is looking pretty decent. And what an aggressive run. We've also got a minor pullback here, which looks decent in itself. So right there, I'd be quite happy to take that as well. I'm fairly convinced now that the market's moving down. If you look at the price action, all right, so I said that all of this is probably liquidity because of the spikes down and the sort of like, you know, zigzag move up. And then we got aggressive presses, all right, so I'm not really, I don't want to take that anymore. Didn't look great to begin with. And we've now got pullbacks to get involved in on the 15 minute. Okay, so we've got like another, like, call it a breaker structure right there. So call that 15. That's an entry and potentially an entry up here as well. Okay, so let's keep going. Oh yeah, we can set the order. And so let's put this in. All right, so let's look at targets. First target would naturally be there, 5.2. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, we're on 5.45. I'm going to go back one more just to make sure that we don't reveal anything on the 4 hour. Okay, so right. So here we are. 4 hour is definitely pressing down. Daily, what did we say that daily was? I can't do that. Daily's pressing down. We're pulling back slightly on the daily. Okay. Daily structure would have been this. 4 hour was going up. 4 hours now down. So daily is down. 4 hour is down. 15 minutes is down. So realistically, the target should be down here, shouldn't it? That should be the first sort of like real target to press. But because I want to get a win on the table, I'll probably want to go for here. And also, sorry, I don't want the chart to get a bit too messy. I've just noticed on the 4 hour, we've actually got like a really solid order block right here, which is superb. So I'm just going to mark that up as H4. So within that, you know, the 15 minute which I spotted, it doesn't look like anything. It's completely absorbed. It's right in the middle of that 4 hour block. You know, the tiniest of imbalances between, you know, the H4, it doesn't look like it's going to make any difference. On the 15 minute, the imbalance is there. That's okay. But yeah, this looks solid. You know, if we get a price sort of zigzag back into it and then we get the same reversal pattern on the 15, I'd happily take that. But this is a solid order block. So first target's going to be here. Theoretically, it should be a break of the H4 low, daily low as well. But we're just going to try and bank a bit and see what happens, because there's no reason at all why price can't actually shoot up through here, take the liquidity from above here, which also happens to be an imbalance, and get involved in an order block right there. So, you know, it might actually just go straight up to there and then work its way down, possibly. But let's get going. All right, so we're in. Oh, and I will try and take other order blocks as well within moves if I can find them. Okay, so there was potentially, there was maybe one there, but it's not worth putting on. if this candle had been blue and pressed down, this would have been nice. But anyway, it wasn't. It's not looking good, is it? Oh, it's looking better. Oh man, why? It's running out of steam. Boom. Okay, nice. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so this was a win, 5.2. Nice. And we'll put this in green, just so it's easy to tally up at the end. So 5.2, really good. What's the time on this? 7:30. Was there anything here which looks really cool? No. And something that I'm going to point out, I'm just doing a video on this at the moment for the guys in the Discord group, but this is what I call curved liquidity. Don't know if there's actually a technical term for this or not, but whenever I see an area where it's just wicks, a little bit like what I was saying with a channel, but it just looks actually curved. It really does look curved. 9 times out of 10, price is going to run it. It's just going to go whoop, straight through it. And because we've got a high here, let's just move this out of the way quick. We've got a high here, high there, and a high there, like a triple high. Basically, there's a ton of, well, not a ton, but there's liquidity resting above. And the problem again is that we just got a ton of wicks all the way over here. So we're probably just going to see a whole run of this area. So I'm just not very confident to take any more shorts at the moment, just looking at this. And same with this as well. Don't like the look of it. You got a wick which hasn't actually taken out the highs here. You got a load of imbalance right there. Looks as though price, well, it doesn't at the moment. It looks like price is just going to shoot off down to the bottom. But yeah, when you look at this again, doesn't that just look curved again to an extent? Like curved liquidity. I really don't know if there's actually a phrase out there for it, but I've spotted it quite a few times and price just usually runs straight through it. But yeah, let's keep going and see if we can get anything else. There you go, just didn't respect anything there at all. And I wouldn't class this as a break of structure on a 15. Like technically it is, but it doesn't look great. Also, I just realized this is an H4 structure break. I think I'm just going to check. Oh yeah, 16 hours. Okay, yeah. Definitely an H4. So H4 like internal structure break. H4 is still working its way down. If we get a break of this, technically you could say that 15 is now looking bullish, but up here is the H4 order block area. It's the one which looked really, really clean on the 4 hour. And this is the zone that I'm expecting to get a reaction from and work our way down. Okay, so really, I don't want to look for longs. And if I was to look at like a premium discount along here, it would be too high up to start getting involved unless there was a solid order block on the way down. Maybe, oh, actually, maybe this doji potentially, but we'll see. All right, so that's, I'm just going to mark that as a 15 as well. So maybe if price comes back down to this, like zigzags, and then works its way up, but it's just a possibility rather than a probability. Oh, okay. And yeah, this just got ran quite quickly. Sorry, I thought I was looking at the wrong part of the chart. But yeah, basically all of these wicks have just been run. And that imbalance is pretty much taken out. Looks like we might get a reaction off that 15 after all. It's kind of tempting to set a pending order, but I'm not going to because price could quite easily just run it, can't it? Oh. Oh man, could you imagine if I did? That would look quite cool. Maybe I should have done. But I'll tell you what, because it's the purpose of backtesting. Don't know. If I was collecting data, I would put it down as a, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we can put it down as a missed trade because that wouldn't be a bad shout. Obviously, it hasn't taken any profits yet, but we can put that down as a missed trade. If you were logging your trades, you would definitely write this down. So let's just put that on. I should have put that on, to be fair. First target for like at least break even would be here. You know, potentially take a little bit off, but you know, then another target here. So a 1 to 10, that would be quite cool to kick things off. And I'm just going to point out that it's left behind another potential order block, which I will mark up if we get to it. You know, if it goes through it, I will also mark it up, but I find, you know what, let's just do it now. I find this bit a little bit tedious, just takes ages to line it up properly. I'm going to try to take as many as I can spot. My bias is down, like now that we got that break. By that break, I mean this. We had a bit of a pullback, a push up, a reaction to this zone. I wish I marked this up, man. But anyway, let's go. Yo. Can that count us in? Nope. Well, that's frustrating. That is. We are in a trade. Cool. Alright, so first target would be here, definitely 3.7. Next target would be there for taking some more profits. And then I'd say the actual target, because we're in alignment, we've got the daily going down, we've got the H4 going down, we've got the 15 going down, and we've actually taken the extreme order block, so the higher up one. So this is really the target. I'm going to put this one on anyway. We've already got a win. Did we get a loss? Yeah, we got a loss. We got a win. We're up at the moment. It makes sense. It's the extreme order block. Extreme to extreme. It's how the market moves. So shouldn't be too worried. And I'm just going to, there we go. 14.91 if it comes in, that would be pretty sweet. And hopefully we can get a few moves on the way down, or it's going to be a really boring video. So we got the first move out of the way, which is really cool. Dare I say it's left hand finance behind? Maybe? Yes, okay, yep. I did say I'd put it on. So right there. It's a bit of a greedy one, but I'm going to try it. Oops. Oh, I'm making a mess of this. I don't want it to look too thick in terms of too much blue going on. But there we go, a 2.9 pip stop. We will have to check and see what time, if this gets triggered, if it doesn't just shoot right through. But if it gets triggered, what time? Because if it's between, yeah, 9 o'clock at night and 11, I wouldn't be getting in. So really, I've got another 2 candles until it gets in, if it does. Okay, we're safe with that, but it looks now like a really bad move. So yeah, midnight. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's perfectly safe to take this trade. And we're out. Okay, so we got a -1 right here. Mark that in red. So what do I want to see next? There is probably, I don't know. Oh, we're already in this. Where are we? We're not in that trade. Sorry, I do this on every video. What we in, what we're not in. Yeah. Right, so we're in that trade. Can we now get into this one as well as like a possible second chance? Most likely. But I can't even find where the entry would be. Here it is. Sorry, there's too many similar colors. Yeah, there's a possibility because we haven't taken even break even on this other trade yet. But just to show you that it's available, hopefully. Oh, we didn't get the opportunity. Oh well. Right, so there's a minor break. Right there. Have we left behind any order block? Yep, right here. Just take the inside bar. Right there. If it comes into it, I will tag us in, okay? Right, I'm going to have to tag us in. This is getting messy, so I'm just going to delete a fair bit off of the charts, just so it starts getting a little bit clearer. All right. Okay, cool. Bit better at least. And I'll just use this to mark up on a chart where we're getting involved. And then I'll delete it. So we're in here. Why? Because it's a confirmation entry. All right. And we can get rid of that. So first target will be here. So a 1 to 4. Structure's looking all right, actually. It is just breaking lows. It's not breaking highs. So yeah, possibly a target here. Why? Because it's showing demand coming into the market, but we're going to go with the low. All right, so it's about there. I'll line it up properly at some point. But it looks like it might be a -1 in a second. Let's go. We got lucky. So you'd have at least taken 1 to 4. And if you take like 25% off there, you've just bagged 1 to 1, and you're going to run the rest of the way to try and get like a 1 to 30, which is really quite decent. Got to have like nerves of steel to be able to do it though. Has it left behind another order block? Yes, possibly. It's not like an order block, it's just a pullback, the white candle, but it doesn't look very cool. Again, it's curved liquidity, so this might just get run. And I'm going to look very stupid because I've got like 2 or 3 trades on. Let's go. Wow. Okay, cool. So if you were targeting here, you'd be able to take profit. Looks like you're probably going to take profit if you were targeting the demand zone. And it has left behind another really nice looking block, which is there. And again, if price comes into it, I'll then do the markup and stuff. But let's keep on going. No, it's continuing to press. Nice. And is it getting the reaction point that we want? Kind of. If we get the pull up from here, a break of that. No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to jump to the H4. So I'm just going to go back. I just want to double check with the H4 where we're at. Looks like we're going back miles, but I just don't want to reveal the chart. Just got to wait for TradingView to load. For some reason, it's taking ages. Here we go. Right. Oh, we're on the 15 still. Oh yeah, of course, right. H4, let's go. So the H4 had come up. It wasn't really a severe, it didn't press back up enormously. And we do have a bit of pullback on the H4. It doesn't look great. But it is just before the giant press down, which has left behind a ton of imbalance on the H4. So I'm just going to draw on here H4, and we'll try to find on the 15 like a valid point of entry for here, because you'd probably just want to do a pending order to shoot it back down. All right, so back to the 15. Sorry, I can't remember how far we got. I'm pretty sure it started zigzagging here. That's a bit awkward because the H4 is this zone and it looks a bit tricky to me, whereas the M15 was this zone. You could combine the two and say I'm just going to get in a big order block, but that wouldn't make it. Actually, it would just have to be a loss and a win, or a loss and a loss. Oh, right, probably not even needed. All right, so this is looking decent. We got a similar instance to that, so let's just really quickly. You know what, that's not really a pullback, so I don't like the look of that. Possibly up here though. we'll see when price comes up to it again. With it being a channel, like I said with that channel over there, the next obvious move is the opposite direction for channel. So if it's downward channel, the move is up. You know, that's an upward channel, move is down. Just, yeah. Let's hope we can just take profit. This isn't looking good. Oh, what? And it reacted from there. Oh, well. You know what? We could put this on. But yeah, minor pullback before the break. Yeah, I should have marked this up before. I'll just have to put it down as a missed trade. Doesn't matter, it's still, you know, it still goes into the results pool, but, you know, we'll just mark it as a missed trade. I'll mark it on in a sec, but, you know, first target would be there, second target would be there, which is, you know, you might as well just take one target. Man, why is it doing this? Why can't it do anything? Let's just draw this on. First target would be there, which is 11 to 1, and then there, which is not even 12. So you probably just do the first target here. But yeah, let's keep going. This is not looking good. Oh man, right, -1. That's a shame. But yeah, there was actually, come to think of it, there was no safe zone. Apart from we did get, yeah, break there. So maybe this would have been break even. Yeah, this would have been break even in real life trading, but nonetheless, we're putting it down as -1. So -1. What time was the entry? Yeah, 7 o'clock. You've been in that. Cool. Okay. That was quite a substantial break. Can we look for longs coming up here now? Maybe. Where are we? 2 o'clock. I'm gonna have to go back just a couple of candles because I just want to have a look on the H4. Oh, right. That's not looking too good for these trades, is it? We've got a failed push down. All right, so it's reacted. It looks like it's reacted from something over here. You know, this doji candle on the H4. Bit frustrating. I didn't notice that before. We had, the annoying thing is we had the rebalance there, so that should have just run. But we're getting buying pressure coming into the market. So markets tried to press down and then gone up, press down, up, down, up, down, up. But I tend to, you know, trade into these wicks depending on, you know, how much is a wick and what size the body is and stuff like that and the direction where it's facing. I tend to run into the wicks because I swear it just like it smashes through all like the, you know, where this was like a zigzag up. I think that when you get an aggressive move down like this, it just tears through all of those orders. It may just be that they had just enough orders down here to start pushing the market back up again. Just a theory. It probably, you know, probably isn't what actually happens, but it just makes sense for it to do so. So I tend to then press my orders back into that wick because it's normally just a clean run, usually a little bit easier than these. So yeah, it looks like the market's potentially about to start going back up, but on the H4 we are still technically bearish, you know, until we get a break of up here. So might as well just draw this on. This might be really bad. We might have one win and about 6 or 7 losers, but you know, that's fine as well. Like, I'm not doing this to try and get a, you know, a huge, let's put H4 high on there. I'm not trying to get just a huge figure. I just want to try and backtest it thoroughly. So the 15, let's go back. We saw it bounce up a bit, didn't we? There we are. Yeah, not cool. And we think that it's probably going to react to one of these. So that's the M15. But that's the H4 and look how small it is. Look how small it is compared to the M15. Definitely a reaction zone up here. It's got to be. If price has any chance of continuing down. But we've just got like a fortified low. What did it react from, by the way? That. Oh, okay, right. Press down. Almost an engulfing candle pressing back up. So a lot of power in it. And yeah, right in the middle. Okay, well, I wouldn't have expected that, especially from, you know, probably a news candle with this of, yeah, 42.8 pips, whatever. Okay, let's keep going for a little bit. There's a good sign. And we're just like breaking these lows a little bit. We didn't quite break the high. Okay, now it's starting to press down a little bit. Don't like those. No. All right, it's looking more positive. But this may be... Just going to measure this up. Just on this leg. All right, so that actually looks like the best kind of zone, but I just don't like the size of it. Oh well. If price comes up to it, we'll probably look for like a reversal pattern, but other than that, let's just keep going. Okay, well, I'm glad that I ignored that. And this has got into that area. Okay, but it's the thing which put me off, just so you know, is that wick. And then it was the press down, then the press up. So this high didn't sweep anything as far as I can see it. It doesn't look very powerful. It looks like it's just going to get overrun. So, oh well. And could we have got into a long right there? Possibly. Oh man, you know what? Yeah, probably. I missed something. Okay, guys, so there's probably a few of you watching this thinking like, what are you doing? There's a break of structure. This was the last push down before a very clear large sweep. Yeah, it's great looking in hindsight, but there we go. That would have been a beautiful entry to probably come in, break these highs, probably knock us out of all of these trades, but this may well have been the move to turn it around. And the reason for that is, yeah, it's literally like one of my favorite patterns. Aggressive push, zigzag down, get involved with an order block, off you go. It's literally just done it. And I didn't notice it. Maybe I was zoomed in. I'm not sure. I don't know how I didn't see that. But for those of you who did spy it, well done. Oh, it's frozen. I know it's going. But the thing is, come to think about it again, we're going H4 to H4. Oh yeah, we had the bounce off of here. So yeah, maybe we're looking at breaking new highs. I'm still biased low. You know, obviously I've got the trades in at the moment. They don't matter. That's dead money. You know, they don't matter. I'm not going to take them off or anything on the simulation. But are we going to get into these zones? Probably. Right, we're into one. There's a nice breakdown. And it was from that one which I liked, not necessarily the H4. Okay. Did that break? So low 266, 265. It did. Technically it broke. Because it's not, you know, it's not a major pullback. It is a pullback, but it's not a major one. Ideally, I'd like to see a break of this high and then a break of this, and then get in probably on this candle as the order block, as some sort of confirmation to say like, yeah, it's starting to zigzag its way back down again, but might not get it. Okay, cool. So we have got all right, no. We've got a new high. We need to see a break of this. And we have pressed into this order block now, which is good. So that didn't count. We didn't get involved in anything there because we wanted to see actual chalk form. So we can now take that off, which is cool. And I think I'm going to have to mark something up here. From there to there. We're not quite tagged in yet. Can I jump to the H4 quickly? Yeah, I can go back a tiny bit and then jump to H4 without skewing the charts. So jump into H4. Yeah, this is solid. I'd like to get involved with this. So just while it's nice and clean. Yeah, target's just got to be down here, hasn't it? So it's we'll call it a 1 to 11 trade. I might look absolutely ridiculous here, but technically we are still in a downtrend. Until we got a break of this high, we're still in a downtrend. We're okay to take extreme order blocks. Getting involved with anything down here is risky business because it's the middle of the range. Like the range is there to there, like our target is the low. This is the current range. So we're okay to take this. And again, a bit like this, if we get, you know, confirmation entries and stuff on the 15-minute, especially if it's just, you know, this high up compared to down here, I'd be quite happy to take multiple trades to try and follow it down again. Might be about that the first target would have to be here, but because it's not looking too positive. But yeah, generally speaking, let's keep going. And why does it keep on freezing on me? Just having to wait for like a minute at a time. There we go, we're on the 15. Okay, superb. So we came up to it. Don't think we got into it, do we? No, nearly. Oh, we didn't get the tag anyway. Oh, that is a shame. Maybe it's not a shame. Let's keep going. I'm keeping it on because that was a solid order block and I'd be stupid not to take it. If we get a break of this, which looks like it is now like the new kind of low, might have to change idea of where we're going to get involved. Shame this one's being run by all these as far as I can see. This is still valid though. That's the annoying thing. We'll see. Let's just click through a bit. Yeah, okay, so we got the break. Oh, and it has left a bit of a gap. Oh, it's the next week. Blimey, okay, that came quite quick. And this is frustrating because we have, all right, we're still running in profit. I'm tempted to run into the second week here. That'll make the video ridiculously long. But we've got 5.2 minus 3, 2.2, and we're running on a few trades. So we got this one, which is running at 7.1. Got another one which is running at 5.5, and then yeah, we got another one here which is running at 13.5. So we're up like 20 odd % at the end of the week, but I don't want to leave them running. I might have to. So otherwise the video is going to be ridiculously long. But it might give us, oh, that's going to be a tricky next video. I'm going to think about this for a second. Tell you what, we're going to leave it there. Going to leave it as a cliffhanger, so you're going to have to come back. There we go. But let's just tally this up quite quickly. All right, so 2.2, and we do have a loss. Yeah, so 3 losses. Just going to double check because I did screw this up last time. Because I tallied it up wrong and I got corrected by somebody kindly in the comments. And we do have 3 trades running, so we're just going to tally these quickly, and I'm going to have to do something about the title of this video. And let's just get it to the end of the week. Alright, so we got to... It's running so slow. Here. Alright, so we're going to have to run it to here for now, which is that, and that. All right, and that was the one which failed, I want to say. Yes. Okay, so that's the one which failed. So don't worry about that one. So we're running at 6.03. I'm just going to mark these on. I'm going to put them in yellow so I can remember it for next time. Plus 6.03. So we are running live. This one is 4.64. And this, wow, yeah, what a beast. Okay, 11.39. Now, I would point out, if you were involved in like an FTMO account, like a live FTMO account, you would have closed your trade probably by about 8 o'clock. And in a lot of instances, you'd have closed it daily as well. So these are good in particular if you're using like a personal account or a swing trading account. But if you're doing like an FTMO challenge where you're going to get bigger spreads during like the evenings and stuff, you would want to close out a lot of these positions, especially if you were very close to your stop loss. Okay, so this is only representative if one, you have balls of steel and you're quite happy to do zone to zone, which I'm working on, which is cool. Not there yet, but still working on it. And also if you are not using an FTMO live account. If you are, you would definitely have closed your trade around about here, which was, yeah, about the same price as where we are. Just for the weekend. So let's just tally these up really quickly. Let's get the calculator up. I'm just going to tally those. So 2206 plus 5.2 equals, and then we got -3. All right, so -3. So 24.26. I'm just trying to make sure that I haven't missed anything out. No. Apart from that one, you know, just above the calculator there. But I haven't drawn it on, but you know it's there. 24.26 in the end. %, with about 22% still running. All right, cool. Well, I hope that was useful for you guys. Just so you know, I don't plug it very much, but the Discord server is open. You know, just fill in your details in the link below, and I am hand selecting people based on their answers. There's no right or wrong answers, by the way. I'm just trying to bring in people of a similar mold, similar mindset. I believe truly in quality over quantity. So could open it up to all 500 people who have applied, but I'm not going to. It's probably going to be capping about 80 to 100. Got about 40 in there so far. And it's absolutely awesome. Everybody trades using this methodology. We don't allow any other style of trading. And the reason for that is I want everyone to be trading the same way as I do, because as you can see, it's profitable. Yes, taking a bit of a risk on these trades here, but you know, you only need one of them to come off and you're laughing your head off for months. So cool. Okay, guys, really appreciate it. Any comments, just stick them in, you know, stick them in the comments box. Ask me any questions. I do only have one Instagram account. Please check the spelling if you get messages from anybody. And one last thing as well, in the comments section, unless it's got the little tick icon and it actually shows that it's me who's responded to you, don't fall for anybody who's offering you WhatsApp numbers and stuff like that, because it's not me. I don't give my number out to anybody. Thank you very much. Catch you next week.